Welcome to episode 48 of your CySA Plus Prepcast. Today we're focusing on how threat intelligence integrates with and enhances core cybersecurity functions. From incident response and threat detection to vulnerability management and executive risk decisions, threat intelligence drives virtually every area of modern cybersecurity operations. For the CySA Plus exam, it's essential to understand how intelligence is applied practically, supporting daily workflows, improving response times, and informing strategic investments. In this first half of the episode, we'll look at how threat intelligence empowers detection systems, improves proactive defenses, and elevates incident analysis precision. Let's begin by clarifying what threat intelligence is and how it serves operational security goals. Threat intelligence refers to the organized collection, analysis, and dissemination of data about existing or emerging threats. This includes indicators of compromise, known attacker infrastructure, behavioral patterns, and tactics or tools used in active campaigns. When collected properly and validated, this intelligence gives analysts the foresight needed to prevent attacks and the context required to respond quickly and effectively. The exam frequently tests your ability to apply intelligence across detection platforms and strategic functions. One of the most important uses of threat intelligence is in proactive threat detection. Analysts feed intelligence indicators, such as malicious IP addresses, domains, hashes, or URLs, into monitoring systems to help identify known attacker infrastructure before a breach escalates. This increases detection speed and ensures that threats aren't missed simply because they don't align with internal baselines. Intelligence adds an external perspective to internal log analysis, giving analysts a global view of malicious trends and behaviors. Expect exam questions that ask how to use indicators from threat feeds to improve alert fidelity or triage. Threat intelligence also plays a critical role within security information and event management platforms. Analysts integrate threat feeds directly into the SIM, allowing external indicators to enrich internal log events. For example, if a firewall log shows outbound communication to an IP address flagged in a commercial threat feed, the SIM can generate a high-severity alert. This correlation enhances detection and adds important context to otherwise benign-looking data. You may see CySA Plus questions where you're asked to identify how threat intelligence elevates event correlation or triggers high-confident alerts. Vulnerability management is another domain significantly improved by threat intelligence. While vulnerability scans show what technical weaknesses exist, they don't always indicate which ones are actively being exploited. Threat intelligence fills that gap by highlighting which vulnerabilities are currently under attack, being targeted in campaigns, or weaponized in exploit kits. Analysts use this information to prioritize remediation schedules, focusing first on vulnerabilities with active threat context. The exam may challenge you to prioritize patching decisions based on intelligence indicating live exploitation rather than static CVSS scores. Endpoint detection and response tools also benefit from continuous threat intelligence integration. These platforms rely on behavioral analysis and real-time telemetry to catch suspicious activity, but integrating intelligence about specific file hashes, attacker scripts, or command and control behaviors sharpens detection significantly. Analysts use this intelligence to craft detection rules or automate quarantine actions. For example, if a file hash is identified in a new ransomware variant, EDR tools can isolate any endpoint where that file appears, preventing further spread. CySA Plus exam questions often involve applying threat intelligence to endpoint visibility and containment. Network security functions are equally supported. Firewalls, intrusion prevention systems, and anomaly-based detection tools all rely on intelligence to block known bad traffic. Intelligence about malicious domains or command and control servers allows security teams to write rules that drop malicious packets before they ever reach internal systems. Analysts also monitor known threat actor infrastructure and watch for DNS resolutions or outbound requests that may signal compromise. On the exam, you may be asked how to configure detection systems based on intelligence reports, or how to use threat data in perimeter defense strategy. Threat hunting, which is a proactive search for undetected threats, is another function that thrives on intelligence. Instead of waiting for alerts, analysts use threat intelligence to craft hypotheses. For instance, if intelligence suggests that a new threat actor uses a specific PowerShell command, analysts can search historical endpoint logs for that command. This intelligence-driven hunting approach finds advanced or stealthy threats that evade automated tools. Expect questions that ask how intelligence guides hypothesis formation or enhances hunting techniques in log-rich environments. Incident response activities also benefit enormously from threat intelligence. Once an alert is triggered or a breach is discovered, intelligence provides context about the adversary, such as likely goals, secondary payloads, or known lateral movement techniques. This allows response teams to act quickly and contain the incident more effectively. Analysts also use intelligence to determine which remediation actions are most effective and what other systems may be at risk. On the CySA Plus exam, you'll likely be asked how to use threat intelligence to support containment, eradication, or recovery workflows. Intelligence can even enhance user training and awareness campaigns. By integrating current phishing tactics, known scam themes, or impersonation techniques into user education programs, analysts make awareness sessions more realistic and timely. For instance, if a threat report indicates a phishing campaign impersonating a well-known brand, analysts can alert staff to watch for specific email traits. Threat-driven awareness reduces the human attack surface and increases resilience. Expect exam items that evaluate your ability to incorporate intelligence into awareness or reduce social engineering risk. Threat intelligence also supports executive decision-making. Senior cybersecurity leaders use intelligence reports to understand the severity of emerging threats, identify if the organization is being targeted, and assess whether budget reallocation is needed for new defenses. Intelligence helps decision-makers quantify risk in business terms, aligning cybersecurity priorities with enterprise goals. You may encounter exam questions that involve presenting threat intelligence to non-technical stakeholders or deciding what level of detail should be shared with executives. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are more security courses on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. In the first half of this episode, we explored how threat intelligence supports core operational functions like detection, monitoring, and incident response. In this second half, we'll take that foundation further by examining how intelligence integrates into orchestration platforms, simulates real-world adversary behavior, manages external risk exposure, and informs security governance. We'll also look at how analysts validate, document, and continuously refine their threat intelligence workflows to maximize effectiveness. This complete understanding is not only crucial for your CySA Plus certification, but it also prepares you for high-pressure roles where fast, informed decision-making is required. Threat intelligence directly powers security orchestration, automation, and response platforms. These tools use intelligence indicators to enhance alerts, classify threat severity, and execute predefined playbooks automatically. For example, if an alert contains a URL linked to a known phishing campaign identified in a closed-source threat feed, the SOAR platform can trigger account lockdown procedures, notify affected users, and isolate endpoints without waiting for human input. Analysts ensure the intelligence feeding these platforms is current, validated, and actionable so that automation efforts aren't wasted on false positives. The CySA Plus exam may test your ability to connect intelligence indicators to automated responses in a SOAR context. Continuous monitoring tools also benefit from real-time threat intelligence. Analysts subscribe to commercial, government, or open-source intelligence feeds and configure monitoring systems to automatically flag log entries or network traffic, matching active indicators. If a new malware hash is discovered in the wild, continuous monitoring systems equipped with that intelligence can spot file movements or execution attempts within seconds. This dramatically reduces dwell time and shortens mean time to detect. On the exam, you may see scenarios involving live intelligence feed integration into continuous monitoring pipelines. Adversary emulation is another critical use case. Security teams regularly test their defenses by simulating real-world attacker behaviors, based on intelligence gathered from threat actor profiles, malware sandbox analysis, or campaign reports. Analysts use this intelligence to recreate actions like lateral movement using common tools or command and control beacons. This type of simulation helps validate existing defenses, expose detection blind spots, and fine-tune alerting logic. SPECT exam questions about using threat intelligence to guide penetration testing, or purple team assessments. Supply chain risk management also benefits from strategic threat intelligence. Vendors, partners, and third-party services can be entry points for attacks, and intelligence about breaches involving these external entities helps analysts assess downstream exposure. For example, if threat intelligence confirms that a popular third-party platform has been compromised, analysts can immediately audit systems that depend on that platform. They may also quarantine or restrict vendor access until the risk is mitigated. The CySA Plus exam may include questions about identifying supply chain threats using external indicators or threat reports. Identity and access management systems gain important context from threat intelligence. Intelligence about credential stuffing campaigns, leaked password lists, or active brute force attempts allows analysts to configure stricter policies, trigger authentication challenges, or identify suspicious login patterns. This is particularly important in hybrid cloud environments where user identities span multiple services. When intelligence reveals an IP address range used in credential harvesting attacks, login attempts from those IPs can be automatically blocked or escalated. On the exam, you may be asked how to use threat intelligence to enforce IAM policies or respond to credential-based attacks. Risk management and governance functions rely on intelligence to move away from abstract threat models and toward reality-based risk assessments. Instead of guessing what threats matter most, analysts use intelligence to show which malware families are targeting their industry, which vulnerabilities are being exploited in the wild, and what tactics threat actors are currently using. This information helps justify spending on endpoint controls, security audits, or staff expansion. It also strengthens audit readiness and regulatory compliance. Expect to be tested on how to align threat intelligence with organizational risk frameworks. Threat intelligence is also a collaborative effort. Analysts share validated findings with peers, vendors, and information-sharing communities to improve global defenses. This collaboration provides early warning of new malware variants, shared attacker infrastructure, and regional campaigns. In return, organizations receive faster notification of incidents that could affect them. Strong sharing practices enhance collective situational awareness and make it more difficult for adversaries to reuse infrastructure. The CySA Plus exam may assess your knowledge of intelligence sharing frameworks, such as the traffic light protocol or the role of ISACs. Integration is not a one-time task, it's a continuous effort. Analysts refine intelligence workflows by reviewing what types of indicators lead to successful detections, which feeds deliver high-confidence data, and how alerts are prioritized across systems. This feedback loop improves response time, reduces alert fatigue, and ensures that only the most useful intelligence is operationalized. When incidents occur, analysts compare event details to previously ingested intelligence to confirm whether indicators could have been detected sooner. You may be asked on the exam how to measure the effectiveness of threat intelligence integrations or improve operational usage. Validation and prioritization are crucial in filtering out noise and focusing on high-impact indicators. Analysts examine each piece of intelligence for source credibility, relevance to organizational systems, timeliness, and alignment with known attacker behavior. A brand new hash reported by a trusted vendor and tied to active ransomware campaigns will be treated very differently from a vague threat on a forum. By applying rigorous validation, analysts ensure their time is spent chasing real threats, not false leads. The exam may require you to apply prioritization logic or determine whether an indicator justifies escalation. Finally, documentation is key. Analysts record how threat intelligence has been used to enhance security posture, prevent incidents, or improve response. This includes tracking alerts tied to external feeds, reporting detection improvements, and showing how intelligence influenced decisions. Documentation not only supports continuous improvement, but also satisfies regulatory auditors and helps justify investments in threat intelligence services. You may see questions on the CySA Plus exam that relate to how threat intelligence impacts compliance documentation or report generation. To summarize episode 48, threat intelligence is not a standalone tool. It's a catalyst that powers everything from automated detection to strategic leadership decisions. When analysts integrate, validate, and operationalize intelligence effectively, they amplify the value of every cybersecurity tool in the stack. Whether hunting adversaries, preventing attacks, or advising executives, threat intelligence ensures that cybersecurity professionals are working with foresight and precision. Mastering this discipline is not only essential for passing your exam, it's also critical for navigating today's ever-changing threat landscape. Thanks for listening. To learn more about cybersecurity, please visit baremetalcyber.com. There you will find best-selling books, videos, and even more free cybersecurity training courses. Please subscribe to the Prepcast and our various podcasts. And thanks for listening.